Okay, first I would like to welcome we are very, very, very proud to have such a lovely mixture of youth orchestra. The one is the Music School Landsberg, is that correct? And the other one is the Music School of Rhodes. So you are welcome. We are very happy to have you here in the synagogue. That synagogue that's been standing for more than 500 years old. Welcome, you are more than welcome. Now, let me immediately start with a piece of music, which is called Havana Shira. Havana Shira, are you ready? The orchestra is ready? Havana Shira means let us sing together Hallelujah. Okay? So we're going to listen to that, and I will carry on from there. While they're getting ready, let me tell you what language we spoke in this synagogue or in this island. The Jews of Rhodes spoke for the 500 years that they came from Spain. They were Jews before. They were Romanian Jews. Some Jews, those who came from Spain, carried on speaking Judeo. Matter of fact, some of the writings that you see there, for example, you see the plaque where there is the eternal life burning. On the left-hand side, it's Hebrew letters, but it's not Hebrew, it's Spanish. I will read. Any of you understand Spanish? Hands up. None of you. Okay, it says, en memoria de sus difunta madre, muerta en la flor de su mancibes, de sus hijos, Buchor Boasturiel ve Dr. Moshe Turiel. In memory of their mother, who died of a young age, from her two sons, Buchor Boasturiel and the Dr. Moshe Turiel. This plaque was put in 1911. Okay? Before I carry on, are they ready? Okay. Hashira, let us sing together, hallelujah. Okay, now I just want to tell you a few words about the synagogue. If you all look, those who can see, you will see a Hebrew date here, says 5,601 in little stones. That corresponds to 1841. That's not the year the synagogue was built. That's the year the floor was redone. Okay? And that's the year that they opened that door. Because originally, we entered in this synagogue from the front. The women only, until the 1930s, women did not pray inside the synagogue. The ladies' gallery was where the museum is. Okay, you see these windows, you're going to go in the museum now. So that's where the women used to congregate, and where you see these windows, that's where they used to look into the synagogue. But Sephardic women were a bit rebellious, and they said that's enough, we want to be incorporated in the synagogue. So in the 1930s, that's the latest thing that was added to the synagogue by a gentleman called Nissim Malel Ben Moshe. He built the balcony so that the woman can be integrated inside the synagogue. And this was done in all the 6 synagogues of Rhodes. There were 2 big synagogues, the Shalom Synagogue, the Synagogue of Peace, and there was the big synagogue called Kahal Shalom, the big synagogue. Unfortunately, the big synagogue was bombed during the Second World War, and the only remaining synagogue of all these 6 synagogues is this one. Before I carry on, I want you to look around. If you look behind you, you see that beautiful murals, okay? A lot of people ask me, why you have only 8 commandments there? You see, there's 8 lines. I thought, oh my God, that's true. How come there's only 8? Just couldn't understand. And they said, why do you have only 4 there and 1 there? Actually didn't know until someone told me, actually you have to understand. We had 5 of those beautiful murals around the synagogue, and in each one there were 2 commandments. The first commandment is Aleph, the letter Aleph says, I'm your only God and you will not venerate any other gods than me. And like this we had the 5 commandments all around the synagogue. Okay? Now, another thing that I like when I do my tours, there's a crown there. If you look behind, there's a crown that says Kahal Shalom Tov, which means crown the good names. And I thought, what do they mean by crown the good names? Of course, you always get help by people who come and visit the synagogue. I said, does it mean the name of God? He said, no. Crown your reputation that if you leave this world, you leave a good name behind. And that's what it means Kahal Shalom Tov, crown the good name. And the last, I will not take too much time, it says there's a beautiful harp. You see the beautiful harp behind you? It says, Benevel Asu Zimrulo. Praise the name of the Lord with a harp of 10 strings. And we think the harp of 10 strings might refer to the harp of King David. Okay? Now, this synagogue, of course, is facing Jerusalem. It's of Sephardic tradition. Sephardic means of Judeo-Spanish tradition. Anything else you would like to know before I carry on? No? Right. Okay. So the next thing we're going to have is the introduction of the Kol Nidre. Now, what is the Kol Nidre? The Kol Nidre, I'm going to read to you. It's one of the most deep feeling, deep heartening, I can't even find the word, because of the meaning of this word. It says, with profound solemnity, every kind of oath, vow, penalty, or renunciation between ourselves and our God, which we have sworn and taken upon ourselves from the preceding day of atonement and to this day of atonement. So what we're asking God is forgiveness of all the sins we did, not towards humankind. Not towards humankind. That is not forgiveness. If I did wrong to you, I have to ask forgiveness to you, but it's from us to God, and hopefully God will forgive us from any transgression we did towards Him. There are different tunes of the Kol Nidre, whether it is here, there are different tunes. We had our typical one from Rhodes Island. I will just read a little bit of the Kol Nidre in English. It says, all such oaths, vows, penalties, or renunciation are hereby released, absolved, voided, and annulled. Our oaths, our vows, our penalties, and our renunciation are as if they were not. And it shall be forgiven the whole congregation and the children of Israel, but the children of Israel meaning the Jewish people, and the strangers who dwell among us. For all the people did it in error. So not only we ask forgiveness for the Jews, but also for any non-Jews who works in the dwelling of the Jewish people. So they're going to play, I think, a Kol Nidre now. It's an abridged version of that complete version. to, I think the next, you have a song. Is that the Shalom one? Okay. You know what means Shalom. You speak. And what's the name of the synagogue? Kahal Shalom, Synagogue of Peace. So,
Would you like this?
10 months to do a voluntary service, like a gap year, to work in a social context with disabled children and also in an orphanage. I want to begin the topic with a quote, which is, "How wonderful it is that nobody needs to wait a single moment before starting to improve the world." This is from, maybe someone would say, a wise old man, but it isn't. It's from a teenager. It's written by Anne Frank in her diary. Who read the diary once? Hands up. Who read the diary? Okay. I'm talking to professionals, all right. The thing that we have to struggle with at home in the region I grew up actually is the same thing that we have to look at in all Europe at the moment, is that people start to vote for right popular parties more and more and more. And also in our place there were demonstrations against welcoming refugees. So as we see, prejudices and separation of those who are different is not a thing of the past, it's still happening. And this motivated us as a school to do something, to not only watch, to get active. And so we built a group of students, and our goal was to do education about our past, because to live with a past like Germany has got is a thing that you have to process somehow, and also to analyze the research policy. For example, we've been to Israel for an exchange, a student exchange, or we have also done refugees welcome events, and we helped at events to recall victims of the Second World War. Also, we did Anne Frank exhibition in a school hall, which turned into a museum, and we turned into guides somehow. So many of you know about Anne Frank, so I'm not going to tell you all these details. You all know that she wrote a diary which included all her thoughts, all her feelings and hopes, and she always wanted to be a writer in the future. And she always had the belief that the war will end and the world will be a better place. And her wish was all the time equality, no matter if it was about nations or religions or gender. One quote that actually really sums up my motivation is, "What is done cannot be undone, but one can prevent it of happening again." And I think this is the task that Anne Frank actually left us, and we should really do our best to not disappoint her, to stay open-minded, tolerant and thoughtful, because even if she was just a teenager, she taught the world so much, and she showed all her beliefs and motivated a lot of people. And that actually shows that no matter who, where or how old you are, you can improve the world. And this is also our motivation. So especially to all the young people around here, it's not our fault if the world is how it is right now, but it would be our fault if it's going to stay like this.
I was asked by, what's your name? Madame Bush? Bush? Yeah. To please, she asked me if I could also speak about the Holocaust, because my mother was one of the survivors from Rhodes who survived a number that was started in her arm. I've written it here in my small bracelet. It's A24,287. She was taken from Rhodes together with the Jewish community on the 23rd of July 1944. It took from here to Auschwitz 3 weeks. 1 week from here to Athens, because they had to wait in Samos. They were waiting for the Jews, of course, that were being arrested on the 25th of July 1944, and arrived in Athens on the 31st of July 1944. They were transferred to a concentration camp called Haidari, and they were there for 3 days. And on the 3rd of August 1944, the cattle trains arrived and they were taken to Auschwitz. It took 13 days from here until they entered Auschwitz. Out of the 2,500 people that were in that convoy, 600 were chosen to live. 354 men and 260 women. And out of this lot, only 131 survived, 31 men and 120 girls. Only one lady from the camps came back to Rhodes. All the other survivors went to different countries, like my mother went to the Congo. She was on the way to Zimbabwe, but she met my father from Rhodes in the Congo and they got married there. So I was born in the Congo, I live now in South Africa, and I come here thanks to Carmen. I come here and share the history of the Jews of Rhodes. I was in Auschwitz 2 years ago, and I want to read to you a poem that I wrote, because when I went there, I came out of Auschwitz thinking, oh my God, I didn't feel what I expected to feel. But 2 weeks later, this came up. Do you mind if I read it? In these narrow streets, I am wandering around. In beautiful roads, I am searching and searching. In the annihilated Jewish quarter, I keep on going. Only empty houses are facing me, yet joyful faces are surrounding me, but they are not the faces of my people. The Germans invaded Rhodes and took away the descendants of Abraham. In one single day, my Jewish quarter expired, and since Rhodes, my beloved, has been dressed in mourning. 70 years have gone by since the Jews of Rhodes entered Auschwitz. Auschwitz, residence of death. 70 years later, I entered Auschwitz. I walked in the footsteps of my brethren who suffered. The sky was color of ash. I wanted to weep, but I could not. The mist shrouded the infinite expanse of this sad and soulless place from where tall chimneys had spat from their wombs fumes of flesh and bone. On the 16th of August 1944, 1,900 Rhodian Jews went up in smoke. 600 with sunken eyes, forlorn looks, terrified, shaven, tattooed, skin and bones, were destined to suffer. A little more than 100 survived. A handful only are still with us. In Auschwitz, Bergen-Belsen, Terezin or Mauthausen, Rhodes, Kos or Salonika, I hear Jews or non-Jews mumbling, walk in our footsteps. We shall always be present, invisible, indiscernible, impalpable. Are we the wandering spirits of these ghastly camps? Are we condemned to roam endlessly? Our faces have lost their features. We have neither sepulchres nor shrouds. We are smoke, ash, and bone meal. Are we the fruit of human evil? As the smoke disappearing in the air, as the waves disappearing in the sand, as the sun hiding in the horizon, as the flame about to die, as the storybooks coming to an end, the Holocaust without its survivors shall enter some, alas, not all the history books. This was done in memory of the Jews of Rhodes. Thank you. Now, I think they're going to perform, or you're all going to perform Hine Tov U'Manayim. Hine Tov U'Manayim means so nice to be sitting all together and singing, of course. Please. Are you all singing that? I don't know what. Okay, let's begin now. introduce you Carmen Cohen. Please, Carmen.
Hello, welcome again, everybody. Thank you very much for giving us the honor to be here. It was with a very big pleasure that we organized this small thing quickly. We are open to organize whatever you want. We are an international synagogue. We host whatever event and that can put people together, because that's what we are doing. Actually, this synagogue is open to visitors from April until October, that we are open every day. We receive more than 20,000 visitors. Most of them are not Jewish, 80% are not Jewish, a lot of Germans, that they come here, and I have to tell you that they come a little bit shy. Always, when I ask them, what language are you speaking? They say English. And then I ask them, maybe you speak German? And then they smile, and I said, yes, we have a pamphlet also in German. And then they are very happy. And of course, most of them, when they go out from here, they are crying. Because that's what we want to show. Not only what happened, that we cannot allow these things to happen again to any society, to any country. But we see the last few years that this movement, it's rising again, because when there is an international economical crisis, when there are problems, a lot of people, they are going towards that direction, and they are trying to find a group of people to attack and to feel better. So we don't have to allow this to happen, and especially that's what we are trying to do with different actions and different things. It's the new generation. Because what happened, we are going slowly. It's the new generation that does not, it shouldn't allow things. They have to learn. And if you learn history, then you can go forward. And that's part of the history and of the local history. Anyway, thank you again. I think when you finish, you will be able to go and see our museum. And you listen there, the Sephardic music, the music that the Jews of Rhodes used to sing. We have made a CD of the more popular local Jewish songs, in Ladino, of course. And we would like to give a CD to the representative of the school. There is the CD and also a guidebook of our museum, so you also always remember the visit. And of course, one to the local Greek school. I don't know who is the representative. Here you are. Ευχαριστούμε πολύ. And we'll be happy. A few years ago, a local choir helped in a concert with Sephardic songs. We are open to do whatever you want. And of course, after you finish, we would like to offer you a welcome drink. Don't forget, we are Greeks. We have hospitality, and offer you a sweet, and thank you again for coming. Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to open the door so we can go to the museum. I will also be in the museum if you have questions.
לא זה בלבילי כוס cantan sospiran del amor lo זה בלבילי כוס cantan sospiran del amor y la pasión me mata muchido a mi dolor y la pasión me mata, muchido a mi dolor. Los bilbilicos cantan en el árbol de la flor. Los bilbilicos cantan en el árbol de la flor. Debajo se asentan los que sufren del amor, debajo se asentan los que sufren del amor, los que sufren del amor.
Durme, durme, mi alma doncella. Durme, durme, sin ansia y dolor. Durme, durme, sin ansia y dolor. Que tu esclavo que tanto desea ver tu sueño con grande amor, ver tu sueño con grande amor. Hay 2 años que sufre mi alma